and we have some exciting Rocket League ahead of us.
Yeah, well, hopefully as soon as we get sound sorted. Oh, and there's a reintroduction, which might be them welcoming us in. There we go. Yes, it is. Well, as you missed before, welcome all to the stream. First stream of Challenger play-ins and playoffs this weekend. And obviously, Spooks is alongside me, as I've already mentioned.
Hello.
But technical problems aside, shall we get into it?
We should be getting into it. We should be getting into a bit more talky talk, I would say, Kingsman, right?
Of
Because
course.
let's be honest here. We have an exciting match on our hands. We've had the entire season behind us. Now it's do or die. Now it's the moment for these players to actually show up and show what you're capable of doing.
Yeah, it's where it gets all important. Obviously, play-in bracket being showed now. Orcus vs Oracles, the first one at the Challenger tier. We'll see the first team sent home tonight for good. That is obviously the lower bracket. And the second series will be the winner of this one against Pardus. And later on tonight, we'll see the Elves team playing up against Mischief. Obviously, a lot can happen here in these series. Obviously, we got to find a bit more out about these teams, I say, before we give any any sort of prediction, shall we say.
Yeah, because I definitely need it. Of course, I'm not the one that normally has done the Challenger season, but there is something to look at. Of course, these teams are the ones who barely scraped into the play-ins scenarios in 5th and 6th place both. And you can tell right away from the wins. You can tell how close it was. 38 wins for 5th and 37 wins for 6th. I mean, that should tell you more than enough, right?
Yeah, no, of course. Obviously, Oracles from the Glacies Conference, highly competitive, top 4 in Glacies, and Oracles, they were run away 5th place. And Orcus, there was a big gap, a 7-game gap for them towards Crusaders. So they definitely had that margin all season long. There was a gap between the top 6 in Ignis, and obviously that shows out now. But it looks, if you look at it on paper, it looks very close, but obviously 2 different conferences, with 4th in Glacies being 11 wins ahead of Oracles in that 5th place. And we'll see that Neptunium side play tomorrow, but that's not the focus of tonight as we look into the players that we will have playing. Obviously, Orcus, they made a lot of roster changes this season, whereas on Oracle's side, which has kept around about the same roster.
Around about, but then would you say that this may be a bit of the first introduction for both these rosters, maybe not having scrimped as much against one another? It could lead to a lot of chaos, so I would say.
It could indeed. Obviously, Sam Dusk captain for Orcus, and well, he'll be leading them out on the field tonight. But one thing I must ask you going into this is, any predictions? How do you reckon this series will end?
We spoke a bit with our broadcaster Stingray, shout out to Stingray, about, hey, can't I go for the tie? Because that's the easiest thing to do if you're a sub in caster. No, but I have to pick, and I will go with the one side that I like a bit more, and that is Oracles, because I like their name a bit more, even though I can't pronounce it. Oracles. I got it. Oracles is gonna win here, 3-2. Let's go for the best of 5.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go one less. Obviously I did my predictions on RSC Cast. You've already seen them if you watch RSC Cast. I had it as a 3-1 to Oracles. Oracles have been a giant killer all season long. That's how they got that 5th place in Glacies Conference. And I think they'll hold the edge. They're not a giant themselves. They have been getting the game. See, the one loss Apprentices got was to Oracles. Disorder, one of their losses was to Oracles. They're a side that, under pressure, shows massive expectation and can pop off when needed.
They can pop off when needed, but the thing that I was going for is that you say Oracles is the giant slayer, the bit of the giant beater, the one that can always take it up to the big dogs. They're not playing the big dog today, though. They're playing 6th place of the other conference. That is not the big dog that you normally would expect. So is that gonna hurt them? Maybe they're only good when the enemy team is that good.
Maybe, but we will have to find out and see as we send players now onto the field. Obviously, both sides looking for a strong start here. I hope Orcus are all ready. With Hexos having a bit of a name change going into this Hexy, he's clearly having a bit of confidence on his side, but we are underway in game number 1.
You need that bit of confidence, especially in this rank where confidence can mean a lot, as Hexy straight away with a quick shot on target. you speak of confidence, and I speak of confidence a lot as well, and you can tell at the highest of level that the skill level is also close, that it doesn't matter as much anymore, and you need that confidence to push up into the next level, and that can be the same for these types of guys. That confidence could lead to their victory.
Yeah, it could be the all-deciding factor here, but obviously a massive part of it comes into gameplay as we see Oracles looking to forge an attack here. Good demo from Maui onto Toby. It said CJ up, he beats one, but Toby, good spawn for him. It allows him to pick up the ball to the side, and well, it's a very, I was about to say, a very good defense for Orcus. We see Toby flying past the ball, but that won't be punished as of yet. And well, it's a very good start for Oracles here. They are coming out on the offensive and really bringing it to Orcus here.
Orcus is not too scared right now. They're still in a good position, but this is not a good position. CJ has it to pick, and he chooses right this time around.
Yeah, he does. Toby just left so awkward by the miss and the bump attempt onto Hexos. Oracle's causing all type of problems for Orcus, and he talked about at the start of the game, maybe because they're not that big team, that Oracles might find themselves a bit of a struggle. It doesn't look like it. They found themselves the better team, I'd say, in the first minute, but what a play it was looked to be. But Sam, he had control, but he just wasn't able to beat Max C, and I wonder how this game develops now. Orcus are going to be chasing the game. Sam kind of looking for a shot, but it's beaten out by CJ, and I'm wondering if Oracles can continue on the offense, or they're going to be pinned back a little bit by Oracles, and that's a bump, but that not developed any further.
Oh, he's in the middle, looking for a pass, but then Sam to the side. Max, high for himself, looking for a pass in the middle, gets a bit of a mistouch. Two people committing for it, this could be dangerous. The goal is open, Axie's ready, but the ball bouncing up into the air should be cleared by Max. Onto the side we go.
Yeah, wow, that was a big chance for Orcus, and obviously the bounce that Hexos did not want, he got on the lovely passing play. Now for Oracles, it's going to go just wide of the net, cleared out by Hexos as Max looks to get the ball middle. There it is, but Toby, he does get the clear out, and well, it's a very, very strong start. And Orcus, they're showing a bit of response here. They're showing a bit of sign of life now, but a double commit showing that communication might not be the best beating thing in this game.
For that pass to the middle, does find Toby eventually. It's Max with the clear forward. Once again, Axie, the GOAT himself, going for the air dribble, doesn't get a second touch. It's Max with the pass away into the hands of Sam, but back into the hands of Maui. We have it. Into the corner we go. It's a bit of controlled play so far, but the control maybe biting them back with the dunk from Fix Toby.
Yeah, and if you can't get it in first time, try again. He has to beat the first, and he has to absolutely slam dunk CJ on the wall. And that's the equalizer they need. Oracles have been forced into defense since that goal. They haven't looked, since that first attack from Orcus, really, they haven't looked any threat since then. Orcus have done well at holding them back here as CJ looks to clear it away. But Orcus, what a response to him. He looks to find their second in Hexos. What a beat from Hexos. It's 2-1 now.
You call him Hexos, I call him Hexy. Guess that's his name. Hexy GOAT, and what a GOAT he's been looking. Even has the banner to boot with the little GOAT in this. Very nice to look at. And this goal is also very nice to look at. Orcus, that is what I wanted to see from them. Punish those mistakes. You see a couple of double commits coming out on the end of Oracles. And when you punish those and you're able to get that going, you're gonna be dangerous. Just like this one falls down below.
Yeah, well, Max has said to Hexos, you can show off a little bit, but I've got to have my time in the spotlight. Lovely low touch onto the crossbar. All defenders don't know what to do. Maxi showing 2 shots, 2 goals for that Oracle side. He's showing how lethal they can be.
Side. Sam. Look for a second touch from the double, but can't find. I was gonna say can't. He got bumped, but he still found his way, his path back to that ball. But eventually the ball finds his own path onto the blue side. It's Max for the pass into the middle. It's a great little pass forward, but it's found by Toby. Passing it forward, double commit coming out, but nothing dangerous, nothing punished. But Hexy here trying to punish the defense of Oracles. But still, no teammate to help him out. And you can see that both these two teams have found their rhythm a tiny bit now.
Yeah, they have, and they're getting into the game, and this is where we see the pressure being applied from Oracles, and a shot. Toby's not going to go for it. I wonder again if that is on the side of communication. Both players thought the other one was going for it, and they didn't go for it. And it leads to what seems to be probably the easiest goal CJ will score all weekend long as Oracles take the lead.
We'll be hoping he can score plenty more of those, but he has to go through this match first. And Oracles does bounce back after a bit of a shaky moment in the mid-time. This one goes high into Mai. Mai gets 50, but it's into Toby. Toby once again looking for the flick high. Doesn't get it past the defenders. And so far, the biggest mistakes I have seen, which I am being impressed by right now, is that it's only really rotational mistakes. The mechanics are holding up quite strongly for both sides.
Yeah, they are, but it's going to be... That could be the break of the game. So
Oh, no.
maybe their touches also could be a big factor. CJ looks for another one, but what a save from Sam. A pinch off of the side of the net. That is going to keep Orcus' hopes of a Game 1 win alive. Well, maybe that isn't, but yes. A lot of things have happened. My brain can't compute it, but CJ has scored a hat-trick.
At times, when you don't know what's going on in like these scenarios, the best thing is just to let the screen do the talking, let the ball do the talking, because we can try and explain that for hours on hours, and we probably would still be wrong about what exactly happened there. What we do know that has happened is the 4-2 lead for Oracles, bouncing back beautifully and being ahead now in a good scenario.
Yeah, and it's a very good scenario as they keep applying pressure as Max gets the ball middle, but there's no one there. Hexy is going to miss it. I'm catching on now to the new name as that ball goes middle. Is anyone finding it? No, Hexy again. He's been that man that I think Oracles are most scared of. He's been at every ball, but that's a lovely pass, but it's going to go a bit wide. Maui's been very good at passing this game. I've just looked at the scoreboard and he's got 3 assists for CJ's 3 goals. There's a bit of teamwork leading up here, but as the game dies out, it's certainly a defensive display that Orcus might be looking to forget.
Defensively, they were the strongest, but offensively, they were looking quite stellar. Exactly what you would like to see as this ball touched the ground. I am impressed so far, especially with the mentality from Oracles to bounce back after he started off really strong. They fell off a tiny bit. Orcus really started to hammer in those types of offensive pushes. But the one thing you pointed out of Hexigode, him being a bit of the danger man towards Oracle's side, I agree, but he has also been the man I look at that has maybe trying to do too much by himself. Maybe he could rely a bit more on his teammates.
Yeah, honestly, if that's me, I'd put that down to solo queuing too much ranked. But you got to trust your teammates in scenarios like this. You are completely correct. And especially when they had that minute or two, I think they could have got an extra goal or two from it. They looked so on top of Oracles. They looked like too much to handle at times, but as soon as Max got that equalizing goal, it just seemed the momentum just took a massive shift again. Whereas if Orcus had kept that pressure, and I think kept playing as a team, I think they could have kept the lead a little bit longer.
Orcus definitely has it in them to make this a game 5 or keep this closer, even take the victory right here. But the biggest problem right now that will remain is that they need to figure out the overcommits. There were too many.
Yeah.
There were too many times where they were a bit too aggressive, a bit too excited to go forward. And that's understandable. You want to be the showman. You want to be the man who shows off on stream, in play-ins, to be the man to carry your team through. But sometimes you need to accept you are not that role. Will they accept that, or will they keep on trying to fight with all 3 of them at one time?
Yeah, you just gotta hope if you're Slimy and you're watching on here that they play as a team and they seek glory together, as except from glory individually. But that will be how we see now how it gets played out, as we see Hexy now finds Max, and that's not what he wants to find. As CJ looks for a shot, it's off the net. Maui looks for a shot. His first goal of the series, very well placed, and Oracles have come out the block firing.
Second time of asking, the ball went into the net, and there's nothing Sam could do right there. He was trying the inside out, but yeah, it's near impossible when the ball's just stuck to the ground like glue. And that is the opening from Oracles they wanted to see, and that could lead to a sweep, because let's not forget, Oracles has been the more dominant figure.
Yeah, they have, and Orcus will be looking at a fight back quickly, but Hexos booming it downfield. It's just Maui back. He does beat Maui. Does he find a teammate this time? No, he puts it over his teammate. It's that same problem we're talking about in game 1 as Toby that gets a flick. But Max is very awkward here in the bump attempts. Fake from Sam. This is the team plays that we like to see. The communication clearly being a vital part in that play, but it was cleared away by Oracles. And it's good we're seeing Orcus push into this game now as a team.
Find a double, has no boost, but Sam is there to help him out, and with 1 minute gone, we are in a 1-1 situation. This is what you wanted from Orcus.
Yeah, they're opening the game up. They're testing this Oracle's defense, and it's not as strong as they think it is. It might be built together with glue instead of flex tape, but we'll have to see as this game progresses. As CJ looking to test the Orcus defense once more, but Toby, good 50 from him on the midfield, but followed up again by Maui as Hexy gets the ball there. Sam, good flick midfield. There's no one there. Maybe too much trying to play as a team now, and it ends up giving the ball away, but good save from Hexy. And it will keep the game at a 1-1, but Oracle's looking ever so frightening.
Look for a touch, but actually misses the ball right there. Luckily enough for him, Hexy has no boost. Was trying to pass, but the pass was not found. A bit of a miscommunication in midfield right there, and the house of cards being blown away as the stability from Orcus falling apart.
Yeah, falling apart slowly, but they are looking to rebuild here, and that's a double miss from both sides. Does it open the field up anymore? Hexon's got a shot. Oh, it's gone off the post. CJ with not the greatest of clears, but it does clear for maybe 5 seconds, not even that, as Orcus look to push back, but a booming clear from Oracles will end any form of attack so far from this Orcus side.
To the side, Small, you're waiting for a pass to the middle. It's a beautiful one, faked by one, but the second man was not quick enough or not in a good position to get the ball on target. And CJ has to leave this ball alone, picks Toby to the side, has control, has boost, but not for long. Maui with the block. Second man, Hexy, is there, the goat himself, not finding the shot on target though. CJ with a great clear forward once again, looking for a second man or a second touch even, with this ball going into the middle. Quick shot going forward, awkwardness in defense, and Maui, he read it.
Yeah, and that's what they need. They need to be capitalizing on the mistakes. Sam very awkward off the post, and all three players rushing towards it from Orcus. But Maui is the guy that is going to be first to the ball. He finds the bottom of the net, and it is a 2-1 lead again for Oracles. Now, we saw this the other way round in game number 1, where it was Oracles putting all the offense on, and then a goal for him. But CJ looks for it. Wow. Oh, wow. What a play. What a play.
I think both of us had the same exact thing in our mind. CJ is going for it, but sadly enough, he didn't get it alone. He needed Mai, but Mai was reading it though. And that's exactly the type of teamwork you need to see from a team in this level of gameplay. You need to expect your teammates to whiff every so often, so you can get the free open net. And that's what he does.
Yeah, we were both thinking we were going to be in CJ's montage for a minute.
Definitely.
All expecting the amazing read. Well, that's a shot from Hexy, but Max, well communicated on defense. He's there. He has no pressure on him, and that's a miss from Sam. It could be costly, but it still looks to be, as Max looks to continue, but he can't do it all himself. But it's been a very good show from Oracles for the first 30 seconds, and that goes middle, and that's high from Sam, but a banging clear will end that attack. But this Oracle side are looking stronger than ever now on defense, and especially upfield.
It looks like the nerves are starting to be a bit gone right now for Oracles. They're looking stronger and better than ever, as this ball is just kind of good touch into the middle. Hexy right there. A good play, a good shot, and Orcus is right back into this game.
Yeah, you see the typical boost over ball from Max in the corner. He didn't think Sam could get the pass to the middle. Well, Sam did get the pass middle, and it's cost them a goal. The deficit is cut in half, as we see a demo onto Maui. Now, if that had been a demo onto Hexos, the game would have changed differently, but doesn't even matter. CJ will punish any form of weakness he finds, and it's the 2-goal lead reinstated.
Toby was a bit too eager for this ball. He should have either jumped earlier and tried to go for it, or should have backed off right away. And I think the second option would have been the better one, because this was an open net for Oracles. A 2-goal lead once again. I'm getting a bit of deja vu, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I've seen again. Well, there was a hint of it, but Toby puts that mistake past him, and he fires one into the net. Obviously, Toby has that playing experience. Compared to the other two, haven't had this RSC playing experience yet, but it proves he fires one in. And now we see Orcus equalizer. Sam with the shot, but he's tried too much on placement, and it goes just wide of the corner. If that had been the equalizer, that would have been amazing, as he looks again, but it's gone wide.
high a bit too much. That seems to be the story right now for Orcus. Can they change it? Can they get that finesse that they need so desperately? As Toby tries to find a bit of finesse in defensive end. Does get a bit of an awkward touch. It does go high. Is there Mai? Mai goes for the ball up into the air. Straight on down. Good touch as well. But not scored this time around of asking. And this ball goes away. But for a counter-attack is Arcus. And the second touch from Hexy could lead to a goal. But not on target. Second one is there. Sam. He does it again. His team finding their way back into this game.
You could see Hexy wanted to be the man to do it on his own, but sometimes the defense gets in the way. But good follow from Sam. That chemistry of Sam and Exos has been clinical to their comeback as they have tied the game up with 28 seconds to go. But Oracles are going to keep pushing as Max into the corner. Ball middle. CJ does the smarter thing. He doesn't make the same mistake Toby did. He waits there as he beats Sam now. Can he force an attack? No, he can't. 10 seconds. Orcus have the chances, but will we see an OT here?
I mean, we should be seeing an OT. No way that this ball is going to fight back to the net with the last couple of seconds, and it won't. But this ball does go on high. Drops straight down low. Smart decision for Oracles. If he meant that or not, doesn't matter. An overtime in game 2, and it could be detrimental for Orcus to win here, because losing here means you're 2-0 down. You're in a very awkward situation, just like they are right now.
I always say in best of fives, game 2 and game 4 are crucial, because if you are 1-0 down, you need to win the game or you're under pressure. Same in that, and that's a shot from Maui, just gonna find the top of the net. He finds his 4th goal. I'm too busy talking about the most important games of the series. Sam's clear, not gonna find anyone, and Maui top corner shot, not even top corner, just top of the net shot. It's gonna end this OT 21 seconds in. Oracles take that 2-0 lead.
And you could feel it coming already, straight from the kickoff. We felt it. You knew it. Because right from kickoff, Oracles was the one in the lead. They were the ones taking control. They were the ones deciding pretty much what was going on in this game, what was going on in the series, and what was going to happen. They are writing their own history, but Orcus just has to listen to it right now.
Yeah, they do. And well, Orcus, they need to find something soon. We saw their potential, obviously, with the 2 quick goals to come back, but we need to see more of that. We need to see more pushbacks from Orcus. They tested Oracles in a way I don't think they've been tested this series, and that was good to see. Orcus had 11 shots and Oracles had 10. Orcus really testing Oracles, and if we want to go to game 5, Orcus need to do more of that.
But then, what do you suggest Orcus needs to do? Because I think I have my answer in my head, but I'm curious what your opinion is on this then.
I think a strong communication. I think less overcommits. Obviously, overcommits is something that comes with comms, I say, because comms helps put a clearer image around the pitch, because we've seen a few double commits, which you'd think in maybe higher level gameplay would be nullified by comms, but you never know. They're at this, the second lowest tier. Those things might not be the things polished out, but I think not to overcommit and not always rush the ball when it's in front of you. But we're underway here in game number 3. Match point Oracles, but Toby nullifies that. A beautiful bottom corner shot. They're certainly listening. They certainly want to push it.
Their kickoffs have been a bit of their downfall so far, but it looks to lift them up in game number 3. 1-0 right from the get-go. That's what you like to see. That's what you like to have. And if for people who are curious, oh, what is Spooks thinking then? What does Orcus need to change to win this game? Very simple. A passive third man. You're too excited, too eager to go forward, just like this one, but you need to be eager right now. Get that second man up for a pass, then maybe he can find someone, but Max is the only one he finds.
Yeah, it is, and Hexy looking for the ball middle. They are pinning this Oracles defense down, but they're double committing now, Oracles. They are the ones that look to be panicking. Now as Toby puts it onto the side, he looks to beat one as Maui gets the touchdown. Max almost beats one, but he isn't going to, as Toby beats him now, looks to push it along to Maui. Good clear from him, as we're going to see once again Orcus bringing the ball forward. Here's a lovely double touch off the side, but goes straight back to Orcus, as now Orcus look to finalize a 2-goal lead. It's something they haven't seen, I don't think, this series.
They haven't even had a good lead at all so far. Maybe a 1 over the 2-1. But it's Sam trying to get the 2-0 right now. It's into the corner by CJ. Second touch, can't find it, and means that this ball drops down into the middle once again. A bit of a flashy showcase from both ends, and it's Maui the one who's luckily enough to get the ball forward, but in the end it goes the other way. Triple commit almost from Orcus. They have to be careful. There's no one back. Sam with the touch to the side. CJ back into the middle, leads to nothing.
Yeah, Sam does. He's looking to push it forward now. Ball middle is a demo onto Max. That will cause the defense a bit of stress for the 3 seconds it takes him to respawn, but Toby's on no boost. Ball middle. Sam's shot is over the bar though. That could have been the one not to level the game, to push Orcus even further as Maui looks to be one Hexos though. Push the ball middle. Sam, he's gone up as that third man, but it's not going to be punished yet. But CJ, ball middle, maxes up, but Toby beats him, and Orcus are holding on right now.
But Syracuse in the tank, this is never going to be a thing for him, and that means Sam with the big booming clear, but it's into the hands of Max. Max, good, beautiful touch behind Hexy, smartly placed, and now he can go on for maybe a bump, maybe a demo. Does make the defenders jump into the air. Small for a pass to the middle, he fights Max. Max down low, and he fights the back of the net. We were speaking about a 2-0 for Orcus, but it's not in the minds of Oracles, who finds the 1-1.
Yeah, they do, and it's a very nicely played shot, a bit like the first goal. Placement over power, and it works perfectly for them. Oracles have been pinned down for the first half of this game, but they finally find some breathing room and they use it perfectly. But now this is just very awkward. I was about to be another let the screen do the speaking case, and there we go again. The defensive issues. Oh, but what a save! CJ has recovered perfectly, and this could be a counter attack, but Max puts it over.
I'm not fully sure, but I think Sam saved that.
Oh my.
As this one almost being in front, it does end up going in from one end to the other. It ends up in a lead for Oracles when it should not have even been here. It should not have even been close to this net. But it was all saved on the wrong end of the field.
Yeah, wow. Orcus will be ripping their hair out. They should be in the lead right now. They should be going into the fourth kickoff of the game ahead. And wow, they are falling. Oh my god, I was about to say, falling apart with a third goal potentially going in. That looks to be in. Good save though from Sam. But now it's like someone's flipped a switch on this Orcus team. They've gone from being all over it to all under it. But it's a good save for Toby. And we're going to see now how quick Orcus need a response. Because in my eyes, they need one as soon as possible.
They switched the flick and they switched it around as this ball goes up into the air once again. Toby gets it clear in front of the net. This is awkward. Ooh. This is very awkward. Sam getting the open net into the net. And this has been a bit of the problem on the end of Oracles. They think they have the ball. They're so confident in defense that they have this ball that it ends up in open net.
Yeah, and well, confidence, we talked about it at the start of the series, and it might be the downfall for Oracles in this game, but we'll have to see. Orcus tied it up, and now we're going to see Maui look to touch it out. He does, but not good enough. But CJ, good save from him, as we're going to see. Can they beat him now? Toby looks to push it high as he looks for a bump, but not much follow-up pressure here from Orcus, and that could be that's just ping-ponging back and forward, and a miss from Sam is going to slow down the attack. But with a minute remaining, one team needs to score early here.
They definitely do, and especially to ease the nerves a tiny bit. But so far, the nerves are still at an all-time high. You spoke a bit of ping-pong. Ping-pong is fine playing that with your enemy. But when you're playing it with your own team, something is definitely going wrong, as Max is trying to play with his team to get the passing plays going forward. Sam now isn't quick enough. It's into the hands of Toby, or it should at least be. But no one's challenging him. He just has some free reign to pass into the middle again.
Yeah, he does, and you can't be giving the Oracle side free reign over anything. As Hexos looks for the shot onto the crossbar. Wow, this is end-to-end now as CJ puts it on the other end. But Sam clears it away. Maui looking to keep pressure now. Big flip, big boom looking for the ceiling as CJ looks for the double touch, but it goes backwards. Not as cinematic as the last one, as ball middle, 10 seconds left. A goal here will end the series, or end the game. It could even end the series, and that's a big boom downfield, but Maui's there, and surely we're going to overtime.
Smart decision right there by Maui. And I do want to give a bit of a shout out to CJ. He's still going for that wall read. I think he really desperately wants it while people are casting him because it's just a beautiful clip. Or it could be at least, as this is a demo into the middle, but it's a exchange, so to say. A bit of a handshake right now, but no hands being shaken right here as this ball almost punching their way through. It's once again too high. The big problem for Orcus so far in this game.
Yeah, it's a massive problem for them, but it's a touch from Hexos that leaves them awkward, but Maui not close enough to follow that up as Max. Good read of the players. CJ looks for the shot, it's over the bar. That could have been the series ender as Maui. No, that could just be going in. Not like this. What a save from Hexos. The follow-up shot from CJ's saved as well. And it's a bump. Could stop it here, but Hexos double bump onto the attackers. That will slow them down. But it won't slow the clear down. That's a massive clear. And a minute in, both sides looking hungry for this overtime.
What a way to keep your team alive, to keep them fighting. But you need to do it for a bit longer as you're still not clear, you're still not safe. It's Molly going for the solo play maybe. Has a bit of boost if it gets the 50. It's a dangerous ball, but it's a bit high, awkward to control. And Hexy does meet the requirement to get the ball away. This is a bad touch. Sam with the shot, ball still in front of the goal. Hexy going too high. This should be pushed away, and it has been done.
Yeah, and that's just good, calm defense. It's a good start, and that could be in. An awkward touch from CJ, but boy, he took his time. He didn't panic one bit, and that's going to keep Oracles alive. It's going to keep their chances of a sweep alive as well. As Sam looks for the ball middle. They're playing on their own again. They need to find that team composure when they need it most. They need to find the team plays. It's what's working. It's what broke down Oracles before, and they're just maybe under pressure, not able to find it again as the ball is stuck in the Oracles half.
Stuck and it's still not being able to be cleared as there is the goal. Hexley, he was their savior on defense. He's their savior in the offensive half as well, keeping Orcus alive, keeping the dream of the reverse sweep alive.
Yeah, massive goal. It could be the most crucial goal of his entire RSC career because it could keep them alive onto the reverse sweep. And that save says it all. Hexos is trying to do everything at the minute. And, well, at least one of our predictions is going to be right now. It's either going to go to Game 5 or Orcus aren't going to get beat here. We don't know. Or even better, Orcus could get that reverse sweep. I don't know what would be more entertaining, Spooks.
I don't know what would be more entertaining either, but luckily enough, we don't have to write the story. The players will write that for us. I will say one thing though, Hexy Goat, having Goat in his own name, and then performing like that in overtime, yeah, you deserve the Goat title.
100%.
Ah, what a beautiful sight, and what a beautiful way to get this game into Game 4 as well. I feel stressed almost. I did not expect to feel this way about the Challenger Series, but I have to once again give credit to these guys. They're playing immensely good. There's just a couple of hiccups every so often here and there, but that's what we're expecting from them. But these two teams are playing out of their minds. Their mechanics are on point. The only big difference right now is who messes up earlier. Who is the one to make the mistake and who is the one to punish it?
Yeah, it's what happens when you play your hearts out like we're seeing both sides doing. Oracle's still on that match point. The clock is reset, though, at 5 minutes, and the scores are reset at 0-0. Basically, it's as if it's a whole new game now. It's not basically, it is a new game, and they have to get their mind off the last game, and Max certainly has. Opening goal in 11 seconds. Orcus maybe are still on a bit of a hype from that last game. Bit of an awkward touch, and Toby bit too far up. Very well punished from Max, and it's going to be the lead that Oracles will certainly want.
Last game? Do you remember a last game ever happening? I don't think Oracles ever remember playing that other game. I think that's out of their minds already. It's gone. A bit of amnesia, you know how that stuff happens. It goes along quite well as Maui trying to show exactly what he could do last game.
Yeah, and well, they'll treat this as basically a game 2. They'll treat it as they're basically on for the sweep. But we've got to see now a bit of tense defense from Orcus. They've somehow managed to find a button that just slowed them down as Toby looks for the pass back to Hexos. But CJ is going to beat him out here. Sam looks to beat one. He gets a good 50 from Max as Toby. Big clear now on, not really a clear, but a big bang as Hexos is up. The GOAT himself looking for a good challenge, an equalizer, but Sam is there. He's going to find it, but what a save from CJ. It keeps Oracles in the lead, and well, what a save that could be.
Could be very important as this spins into the middle. Does lead to nowhere really as CJ gets the 50. Toby going hard, looking for a second. Let's get it past one, but can he get it even further? No, he cannot. CJ hits the ball high. For that other touches, but can't really get a control touch out of it. The big problem right now for Oracles, finding a bit of control and finding that big booming ball to get it away as a double commit appears.
Yeah, it does, but it's not punished. And that's a pass just across net. Again, should be punished. We've talked about them making these mistakes, but it's just whether the other side can punish them as Maui. Wow, he beats 2, but the follow-up is a bit later than Maui would have wanted. CJ, though, shot. Toby, I think, gets a miss. And, well, Oracles find themselves getting a bit of a cushion slowly, but it's not there yet. Toby thought he had a bit more time, misses it. And Hexos, nothing he can do there. 2-0 Oracles. A response needed quickly.
You call it a cushion, I call it a gift, a bit of an early birthday gift, even though I don't know when it's their birthdays at all. It is a bit of a freebie just to get into the net, and being up 2-0 is so incredibly dangerous, especially if a third could be on its way. CJ decides to better of it, decides to take it along with him, but it ends up into the hands of Sam. The counterattack is on, but for how long? Toby misses the ball into the hands of Hexy. Can he find another touch? No! No highlight reel play from him.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of them attempting highlight reel plays. That would be amazing to see on stream, but none of them coming close yet. Good clear from CJ. Simple Rocket League seems to be the way forward for both these teams, and I advise that they keep playing it instead of going for the wall reads and all the little fancy stuff. I know it looks cool, but surely doing the simple thing as hitting the ball mid off the corner is a lot more effective as Hexos. He looks to play well, maybe not as simple as I thought, but he's again going for that highlight reel. He wants to be the man to save it all, but he's got to realise he has those options mid.
You don't always have to be a hero all by yourself. You have a couple of teammates that could very well help you out. In this case, no one helps each other out because everyone misses the ball. It ends up into the middle. Good pass from Maui, makes it a bit more awkward for Hexy, but he still gets a touch away, and that's quite important for him as this pass leads to nowhere, leads to no one, but this one does lead to CJ. CJ's quicker though, gets it past. It's onto the backboard. This follow-up shot is there. Molly just not getting challenged.
Yeah, well, I think it was a bit of a pinch into the net. I think, yeah, it was a bit of a pinch with Hexos. I think the defender would have had it if it's just a straight shot from Maui. But I think it's a bit of a deflection of Hexy that just ends up in the back of the net, perfectly in the top corner. In fact, if that had been him shooting on his own, I'd have said it's a lovely shot. But I think the deflection just kills it a little bit. And well, a goal is certainly needed for the minute mark. It's not compulsory, but certainly if they have any dying breath, they would need to find it now. But this could be a goal for Max, who just misses it. But Oracles look confident as ever.
Bit of time wasting here from CJ, and forces the 50 as well. Very nicely done. It's into the hands of Max, but he was a bit too slow. Sam can't find a follow-up touch, can't find the 50 though. And now you are looking at Orcus. You need to get this goal as quick as possible. But we have seen stranger things happen in this series. We've seen strange things happen before in play-ins and playoffs. We both know that it could very well just switch around as quick as possible. So far, it's not looking likely.
Yeah, no, it isn't. We've seen comebacks. Unless I know there's comebacks that have been more remarkable in their time as Hexos clears it over. CJ, though. Good 50 from him, and it's a good clear from Toby. Opens some space, but misses like that. We cannot be afforded here, as now we see. Maybe, I think I heard 2 cards go up, but that's just faked into open space. Oracle's doing all the time wasting they need here. 30 seconds left, and a goal. Oh, as I said, goal for Toby. But it was just a brilliant save, and as time dies away, so does the chance of Orcus making it through.
I feel like we have to give a yellow card to Oracles by now for time wasting, but we're doing such a spectacular job at it so far. This ball to the middle, it could still lead to something. We have seen kickoff goals happen before, and Toby with the shot, but it's weak. It's not where it needed to be, and this is confirmation. Oracles takes this series, moves on with the 3-1.
Yeah, they do, and well, Orcus was certainly good enough to get more than one game, but Oracles, they held the series out. They did what they needed to, and it's GG's all the way round. What a series, what a performance from both sides. But Oracles, they just turned out to be more clinical when needed.
More clinical, but I'm just looking at it overall, and they were just the more clean side. Yes, we did see that game win coming out of the other end, but it just felt like Oracles was just clean on top of things. They were ready to challenge. They were ready to play like the way they should be playing. While I'm looking at Orcus, and Orcus to me were a bit shaky. And I've said it before, the third man was too aggressive.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you look at stats here, it says 50-50 possession, and that shows really that Orcus had the chances, but Oracles with that 14 goals to 19 to 9, they've really had the better day there. Obviously, all across the field, boost consumption was higher for Orcus. I mean, they looked more offensive in the games, and times they had it, but not to be, as I believe soon we are going to have a series MVP flash up. But let's see who was it is going to be Maui, and I think that is very, very well
Very
deserved.
deserved. Indeed, very deserved. He had some good plays. I would say maybe give a small shout out to CJ with the attempts to go for highlight plays at the side walls. But no, this was very well played by Maui. He was looking incredible, looking stellar, and looking solid. That was the biggest thing I really noticed from him. Just non-stop consistency out of him. And that was definitely the big changer for this team.
Yeah, no, as CJ had his games, he'd pop off. Max did as well, but the consistent figure all the way through, as you said, was Maui, and it's a very well deserved
I say it, blowing away. I'm thinking of changing my name, but I'm different when I'm with you. Different when I'm with you. Thought I was done, I've only begun to get to the person I was. I'm going, I'm going, I'm going, I'm going, I'm gone.
we just saw an exciting series where we saw Oracles taking the victory 3-1. And I've replaced Kingsman Gas with a bit of an older friend of mine. Danny, how are you doing?
One, I don't believe you by the word friend in that sentence, Spooks.
Ah, wow.
On that, how are you doing, Spooks?
I'm doing wonderful. We've had an exciting game so far, and we're gonna see Oracles once again on the main stream. And let's get right into the statistics. We can talk for ages, Danny. We can talk for so long, especially you and me. We've had that in the past, where we talk hours and hours, but it's quite simple. Play-ins, simply done. We just saw 3-1. Oracles over Orcus. Orcus, it's bye-bye. Good job this season. Better luck next time. Looking into the statistics, though, Danny, it's 4th place versus 5th place, so this could be quite close.
Well, it's very much close here, but it's more the case of does it really matter in the statistics sort of standpoint? And again, many of us would look at it and simply say this league play, Spooks. Simply for the... Oh, all right, let's talk about demos. Yes, big boom, bam. Oh, look at the flying fireworks. Of course they look nice, Spooks, but of course it's not nice in the taste of victory.
And I know people like to talk about statistics on individual players, like, oh yeah, who's the one to watch? Well, for me, it's always simple. Captains. Captains have the biggest roles. We saw Maui just now take the MVP role. I'm looking at the other end, and I see Contra. He's the captain there. I want to see them take up the role of captain, not just in the field, but also in the VC. And you can normally tell that when a team starts to adapt, it normally tends to be the captain.
Well, generally it is the captain that will get you that sort of aspect of it. We have looked at the game generally, Spooks, from every perspective possible. And I don't want to bring bad memories up, Spooks, but you were in a potential playoff position. You were the captain. You actually maybe bottled that job. I'm only getting this one and only one jab in, Spooks, because I love you dearly and I'd rather have you on the casting side instead of on the pitch personally. But
yes, my team went on to, I believe, a 7-game drawing streak. Not what we will like to see, sadly enough. But Danny, enough about my draws. We can't draw today. What is your prediction first? What did you feel and what did you tell Stingray to do?
I just told them to throw 2 pits of dice and whatever came out. So 3-2 is basically the scoreline, and that's quite simply as it gets, Spooks.
As simple as it gets. I predicted this to be a win for Pardes. Oracles, their run will end here in a 3-1 fashion. But in the end, we can talk so much about statistics, about who's gonna win, who's gonna take the victory, who's better than who, Danny. In the end, it's play-ins. Play-ins and playoffs never care about your feelings, never care about predictions. All they care about is upset potential and taking the victory.
Well, getting the victory is always sweet, and of course the playoffs not far away as well for the champion to be crowned, so it is interesting how the grand scheme of things. But Spooks, as much as we can say, talk about statistics, talk about demos, talk about generally anything else, there's something much more important than that.
There's something way more important than that. It's game number 1. We're getting underway. It's not done just yet, as we have seen Oracles already on the field, Danny. They were looking good. They were looking a bit more dangerous than I probably would have expected initially out of the challenger sides. The mechanics are actually looking quite spicy.
They were certainly looking spicy, but again, when you're near enough 3-0 sweeping a team so soon, it's very much easy to look good, but unfortunately good needs to be better there.
Good isn't good enough, as this transition isn't good enough either. It's CJ going high, looking for the double, but it's dropped down low, not into the hands. He probably would have liked to see Mursu trying to go forward. This ball is awkward, and it's been into the hands of Max. Max getting challenged, but still gets it past one, and 50's the other. The ball goes forward from CJ, but no follow-up to be found.
It was good from CJ. It was a nice bit of link up from the second man to follow in with pressure, but this ball being lurched around here, it's pretty much what we expect somewhat at the lower levels. It is somewhat hit and feign more than on purpose.
Mursu going high, looking for a second touch. CJ with the ball away. It's into the hand of JWB. What a name that is, and what a name this is. Contra getting the shot on target, and open net he will not miss.
Certainly not. 2 touches up the back wall, no clearance, fails and flunders. And Joe, what, just like that there, is this the Oracles shattering already?
Very well could. be, but in the end, they are here to write their own destiny. Immersu going high, but not anything out of it. And that's the big problem right now so far for these types of players, for these types of levels. Max trying to set something up for himself. The big problem has always been that they do get good hits every so often. They do show their mechanics, but it's never consistent enough. If Max, that one should have been on target.
Should have been, could have been, won't be, but a slow roller! You talk about the firework, here's one!
Let the dust settle, the dust created from the demo. Mai getting the demo perfectly on target. And a 1-1 situation, we're back into this. It's getting tight, it's getting nice and close, Danny, as this ball's getting closer to the end of Oracles.
Well, are you sitting comfortably at 1-1 here? It's pretty much at the campfire. You're just getting the marshmallow into that sort of ready s'more, but the problem is that the stick.
The mistake on the defensive, and he jumped too early to go forward. The defender should have waited, but Immersu was too excited. He thought he could have that ball. In the end, all he has to show for it, a 2-1 in his own net.
Really is that decision, booster ball, and unfortunately, the challenger forgot how to approach this game here. Again, am I surprised? No. Is everybody else surprised? Not really. No.
But maybe we're ready for a couple more surprises as Corntra. They got that ball into the middle once again. This one getting cleared with a bit of luck, so to say, but JB's trying to not create his own luck. But the ball goes the wrong way, almost into his own net, and he stopped moving, Danny. He should not have stopped moving.
The only thing that's so old and slow moving in the RSC at this pace is Archeon in his wheelchair, or me in my walking cane at this point in time, because that there should have been cleared. And unfortunately, Archeon might unfortunately be now shaking and regretting this decision.
Is this the Archeon passerby stream once again, Danny? Or is that what we're going for?
Look, Sauce would have told me I needed at least save one every so often. I'm just getting it in early.
Fair point, Sauce loves arts dearly. So do we. But so far, I'm also loving this game. It's quite good from Oracle, something I did not expect to see coming out after their last game. Yes, they did end up quite well, but it wasn't anything too impressive to me. This so far is looking good.
Hasn't been too bad, actually. Generally, ball's been going in the right direction. It has actually found occasional teammates, but it's the defensive game that's slightly worrisome here, because where is the long ball? Where is the second teammate? And unfortunately, two big questions, one big conundrum.
What is the answer to it all? It's Immersu. Maybe he can be the answer or the solution, but it looks like it's CJ. The ball banging forward once again. Max, not the shot he was looking for. Contra. Left side, it's Max heading it high. It's a good pass into the middle. Blocked by two men, but one man is all you needed, and he keeps his team alive. But with a bit over a minute to go, Danny, you really need some answers right about now.
It's always the precipitate that causes problems. Thumps that one away downfield, and this one is the solution.
It has been found. It took some thinking, using the brain, but a slight miscommunication and a hit past the defender. This is all that was needed, Danny. The Vitality decal showing itself around, and Bardis trying to show themselves around this field.
The old grey matter certainly showing dividends there. Here it will grow with age and of course experience too in these matches. It's where we all want to be, and unfortunately this is a perfect setup, cut out to perfection there.
Going high. No follow-up to be found though, and it means Bardis has to come back once again. Good demo from Max, trying to get the ball into the middle once again. Good 50, Maui. Are you ready? The backflip though. He does find a bit of control, but it's blocked off right away. CJ hitting it high. Time wasting is something though that Oracles is quite good at, Danny.
The shoulder to such delicacy in terms of their last game. It was played very much with a rhythmic style of it, and you know what? It's must be surely frustrating to know that you cannot get back into the game with a side like that.
Molly to the side. Last dying seconds as Immersu trying to drop it down low, looking for a bit more control, but this is not the pinch he was looking for. Contra trying to get it away. It ends up into the hands of JWEB, but he gets it away actually. Into the air we go. Maybe one more for the road. Drops down low onto the goal line, Danny. Game 1 into the hands of Oracles. And I will say this, count me impressed.
All right, that's one. Do you want me to write it down?
Yeah, sure. Is there a second one coming from you, Danny, or no? Not yet.
No, I'm not impressed.
Oh. Now give us your insight. The old man, the old wisdom that we also desperately want.
Generally, most people don't want it. They usually just send me an angry DM just saying, stay away from me. But I will part it with you, Spooks, because you have asked, and I will give it. What we have seen there was a flurry of mistakes. Let's not butter it up. It's not meant to be insultive. It's facts.
Yeah.
What we have, however, seen was the ability of some transitional play, some clearance. What is, however, and you said this word yourself, it's the consistency of it. How do you play consistently when you whiff the ball? Some teams take a step back and you want the captain. Well, you as the captain should tell him, slow down, take that extra half a second and just play the game that you know how you can play.
Something I've always coached for people is when you get into these nerve-wracking situations, breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. Take that step back. Take it easy. Take it slow. But not too slow, Danny. Because if you go too slow, then the ball will just be cleared to the side or cleared into your own half. Game 2, we're getting underway. And we already said it before. It is such a detrimental game to win this one, to tie this series. Otherwise, you're in the reverse sweep situation. And it's not looking likely for either one of these two teams to pull that off.
No, it's already been failed once here in one side already. The former Oracles denied that simple case of it, but that pinch there clams any door firmly shut.
You spoke about mistakes, a big one on the defensive end of Pardus, and it leads to the 1-0 goal. And we want to talk about mistakes. This is a big one, but we also have to speak about Oracles. Time and time again, they're punishing the mistakes.
You have to give credit for the double commit, really, from the pinch. Not a fan of it personally, but if it gets called, it works so well. And when you can have double trouble, well, double the pain executed.
Double trouble, or maybe add a third. It's very necessary right now for Pardus to maybe push everyone forward because it's not looking good so far. Immersu. In control, gets the ball past one. Can he get it past the second one? No, CJ, good clear. The man who was non-stop going for the sidewall hits is getting it into the middle, and Max, speedier, quicker, faster than everyone else.
The man that you want to be, the man that wants to hold you and tell you everything's gonna be all right. Oracles needed somebody to thump the second one in, and unfortunately their counterparts, well, Spook said this to me yesterday, I'll happily share it. The princess, the damsel in disgrace. We might be seeing one here in the moment.
There is a lot of distress, but is there a beast for the beauty of Oracle so far? Are we gonna see Pardus unleashed, or are they just gonna whimper away to the side? It's JWBS going to the side. Maui hitting the ball high. Max, look for the redirect, gets it to the wall once again. Don't get the second touch, please. Left it alone. What's the right decision? JWB. That low, smart little play, but not good enough. Read through by the defender.
Well, Max, he leaves that one. CJ is there and just leaves that one up to the wall to move across here. Oracles, far too much space. It's given a bit of time here with the grand scheme of things. And just like that, Oracles, would be fair to say here, is almost playing with their food here. A bit of bolognese, and we might just see 101 Dalmatians run away.
Well, the fairy tale is not done just yet. The tower is tall, and Pardus has to climb. Sadly enough for them, there's no one dropping down their hair, Danny. And there's no way out so far apart from climbing up it. Get in between those rocks, get your feet ready, and go for it, because that's all you can do.
Well, unfortunately, the only thing that you can face in that is a dragon. Or if you want to run away, the big ogre underneath the bridge. And I think rumour has it, it's me, Spooks. As CJ has unfortunately saw a brick wall this time.
still blocking them off, and maybe Danny's ready for some nice waffles, as Oracles definitely is ready for some nice waffles, as they feel like this game is already set and done. They are in control, but they have been a bit lousy last series as well, where it happened, where they were in control, they were the ones leading then. And what happened then? They lost it.
Certainly so. Must say, if you're going to offer me anything of the food or beverage type, give me a steak and it's well done, but...
Well, this one is also well done, but not too great just yet. This ball pushed away once again into the hands of Moi. Can he find a transition? He doesn't need to. And it really starts to feel like Danny right now that the game is just running away from Pardus. That they can't find the close-up that they so desperately wanted.
Well, at what stage here have we actually felt them being dangerous or actually effective enough here? The only thing that has been close at times here was one attempt near at the start, and the fact that it's barely memorable. Spooks, that is an alarming factor in a playoff or a play-ins match.
The ice is the most important factor out all for play-ins and playoffs. As Moi trying to show that he could do it once again. Had an MVP performance before, but Max trying to steal away the spotlight.
You want spotlight, you want center stage, you want to sit there and have the crowd beckoning and cheer. Spooks, I don't hear the music yet, it's only still game 2 after all.
Game 2, it's still a very long ways away, but that would lead to the 2-0, and this could lead to the 1 goal for Pardus. They desperately need one just to have a bit of confidence in themselves again, just to get a bit of the confidence again. As this ball drops down into the middle, Mersu, can he find a shot? He was going for a flip reset in the direst of times.
I'll happily share you this right now. Spooks has got his hands over his face. He's probably looking for salvation, a god maybe. But unfortunately, even Oliver Twist said to her, "Can I have some more, sir?" Well, certainly you can have the goal number 5, Spooks.
No prisoners being taken by Oracles. It doesn't matter who's in defense. They will maybe end up in an own goal. They will end up in a mistake, as this one is a mistake. Pardus, finally a goal. But it's way too late. The ship has left, has set sail already, Danny.
I would describe this ship as Titanic. It's unfortunately at the bottom of an ocean. It's likely never to reach its destination, Spooks.
No destination reached, but there is a destination that Oracles is looking forward to, Danny. Can you guess what it is?
Oh, tell me, Spooks.
Playoffs, they want to make it. They want to get to that point, but they still have to get past Pardus. As this ball gets pushed high once again into the middle we go. Maybe a follow-up touch could be found, but it's not on target, and that's been the problem for Pardus. I mean, most of their shots have just not been close to the net.
Certainly. With everything that has been going on, it's been far too distant, and they've been almost feeling like overshadowed or in the darkness for most of this match here. And while we might be talking about one destination, let's also not forget there is a return ticket, and that's unfortunately to the graveyard. The season is over if they cannot get the reverse sweep the second time tonight, where that's been put on the table.
The second time, Oracles is the one putting it on the table, and I guess they really like that dish, Danny.
I'm not a fan of that dish personally myself.
No, you're not a fan? I thought you were always a fan of the 1-0, 1-0, 1-0 sweeps.
I do. I'm also a fan of the 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 0-1, 0-1 series as well too, but...
Ooh, the first sweeps.
Yeah.
The day we cast that, Danny, is still very far away, I believe.
Let me just check my oracle.
And
Yeah,
what
it's at
does
least
it
about
say?
6 months away. 6 months.
Oh, I wonder what we get then. But that's for the future, Danny. And what's the future like for Pardus?
You don't want to know the answer. It's a quick 5 minutes and a goodbye from us, Spooks.
A quick wave by. It's not looking good for Pardus, and a change is needed. I spoke about captains being the ones who take the charge in that manner. Say to your team, take a bit of an easy control, breathe in, breathe out. But there's a lot of breathing needed to be done right now on Pardus' end, because they looked shaky. For a big part of this series, they just looked lost, really. Not really sure what they needed to be doing.
I would actually argue it's Nerves, yes. Loss, certainly. The bit I would actually put on to it, they actually look afraid to play. They
Yeah.
actually don't look like a side that should be here at all. That's the sad thing about it. They got here on merit, and they're not playing like it.
Maybe they are a bit afraid of the Beast and the Beauty casting tonight. Of course, I'm the Beast and it's the Beauty tonight. But so far, it's not looking great for Pardus. So they need to get rid of those nerves, get into their own heads and show themselves how you got here and show it to all of us. No ties being able to be made tonight, but a 3-2 victory in the reverse sweep could be done, but you need to get past the Oracles.
While there might be a chance to draw a conclusion, while there might be time to elevate, there's of course, unfortunately, a bit of soul searching and digging deep here for the side here as they right now are defending here as Quadra at the back line, and just like that, at least they're able to get away from the back lane.
This ball being elevated all the way into the half of Oracles, but no, the pinch across the field. No one was ready for it.
I wasn't going to use it. I wasn't going to use it, folks.
Do it. We need it.
That play was simply diabolical.
Ah, there it is. It puts a smile on my face, but I don't think it puts a smile on the face of Pardus. That really could have used any bit of hope and luck they could have mustered together right now. CJ, the ball, back into the middle by Max. Can there be a follow-up? No, there's no need for it. And I think Oracles is pretty aware of this. They know there's no need to over-push, over-aggress. They can just sit back as third man, wait, and the ball shall come, but it shall come maybe a bit too quick as the goal found.
You said, was there a brain? Well, there might be a head on the pitch here, and it has found some of that old grey faculties. Finally thumps one in here, and unfortunately with such a slow rolling shot, you just had the inevitability that it was going to be saved. It wasn't though.
It's a big reset, 0-0 or 1-1, however you want to call it, but it's tied up again. Max, it's an awkward ball, he misses it as well! A mistake! Going through.
Spooks right now is looking right for a bit of support of his own because he couldn't believe it, we couldn't believe it, and sometimes you might just take that moment. Spooks' own advice, breathe in, breathe out, maybe a sip of water could help, but it needs fine, delicate moments. Things can easily shatter the other way.
I'll take that stake that you talked about a bit earlier, but I think right now what Pardus needs is not a stake, it's a bit of hope to take this lead forward and maybe go a bit further as Max goes through defense. And Pardus, it feels like the nerves are still not gone. Well, Max has no nerves, a simple shot going through.
It's just not a simple steak that you get cooked up, it's wooden, peeled right to the heart, that one. When you have a lead, when you just have that sense of grasp onto the game, when you're fighting for survival, Spooks, you know that feeling far too well, and it gets robbed away from you by your own misplay. It's a hard feeling to come back from.
Oh, a triple from mid and they all whiff, but also a double commit from Oracles. Someone should have been closer, someone should have been there, but now you have to be careful. Ball into the hands of CJ, the man that has been dangerous, but this shot, too weak, pushed away. Max, Bowie, I mean, going high, looking for a pass to the middle, leaves it alone. JWB gets bumped again. He doesn't even have time to take a simple control touch. And that shows to me that Oracle is still the team in lead. But they have to be careful because that lead vaporized. Gone.
And it again extends, not for Oracles, but the side that we've asked for time and time again. 10 plus minutes they have trailed. We saw it going 0-1, 0-2 against them. And there's the chance for 0-3, but they've put that to bed maybe for now.
Max missed the ball, but so does the enemy side. Ball is hit high this time around. Amersu. Can he find a second touch into the middle? It does go into the middle. Could there be a follow-up? There is, but no one getting a good touch. And Amersu with 0 boost takes it into its own corner. Looking for the control. Looking to get it away into the hands of Mai. We go. Hits the ball on high. People jump for it though. That's the problem right now for Pardus. For those types of balls that aren't even dangerous, there's still people jumping, wasting boost, not being in a position they need to be.
Well, that's just showing you a sense that maybe a side is just feeling that they have to be a bit faster, proactive in terms of the play, and that for the third consecutive time, Smokes. We're tied at 3 apiece.
Max does not know what missing the goal feels like right now. He is on fire in this series, getting his hat trick, pulling the money out of the hat, and 3 balls appear. Nice to his name. He can take the ball home for himself, unless someone else wants to have a bit of a claim on it.
Well, potentially we might see the balls in cup, the magic trick that dates back even to the old Egyptian time. Thankfully, Spooks, I was around for there, could show you that particular trick, as unfortunately JWB cannot find abracadabra to get this ball in.
Door shall not open so far, but could it be opening on the side of Pardus? Oshter will get a pardon with this ball back into the middle. It's Molly not finding the shot on target though, and JWB looking for a solo play, but loses control in a very, very awkward situation, a very awkward place to lose it in, but eventually they get cleared away.
Potentially searching, and it is Max at the back here, just prowling that sort of corner, looking for something. He feels like a hegemonial right now, maybe a lion. Unfortunately, it wasn't a big raw. The little kitty is looking for a saucer of milk with a clearance like that.
Lion is looking to be roaring, but on which end? Pardus has it as their logo, but Oracles has some vision to them right now, which makes them see through everything they try to create. As this 50 going on high, it's a good 50 as well, but JWB to the side, looking for a second touch, gets cleared by CJ, and a double quit leaves the net wide on open. Max, he does not miss.
Why should he? Why should he miss when you're sitting there and the beast is laying down on the floor looking to be tickled? He is submitting to anything you want to do, and unfortunately, he thumps that one home without even blinking a second thought.
Oh no, CJ gets the ball away. It's not on target though, and was saved anyway. Ball back into the corner. Still 30 seconds left here for Pardus, but they need something now. They need something quick. You don't want to rely on the last seconds, Danny.
Certainly not. And with 20 firmly on the clock here, this ball has to go downfield. Demo, if you want to even get some space here, but a double commit might ruin everything.
A smart play by JWB. He has an open net. If he's quick enough, the shot is there. Max, the easy save. Push to the side. Contra trying to get it back into his own half. Immersu, you have one last chance. One final save. Gets it past one. Is there a help? Yes, there is, but it's pushed to the side. Not where it needed to be. Oracles, against all odds, 3-0 sweep here.
It was a fabulous series by Oracles. They done what they had to do. They've actually had a fabulous night. But spare a thought here, Spooks. Their opposition, probably in the grand scheme of things, had their worst time to have the worst series possible, but they still made them work for it.
They made them work for it, but this was genuinely one of the hardest things to live in. One of the hardest moments probably for them. You've played so well this entire season, and then this game, it just doesn't work for you, Danny. It goes wrong, completely wrong, and that means the end of your season.
Well, it might be the end of it, but it's something that you shouldn't be sitting there with sorrow either, Spooks, because you've got to remember the time, the effort, the energy that you put into it. It was for something. It might not be the result for today. There is always tomorrow, but they unfortunately have to take the bitter loss today. Do you understand that?
And of course, we'll have an MVP, and who else could it be besides Max? I think we both knew this one was coming, didn't we, Danny?
Certainly do, and actually one time I actually agree with the MVP statistics on it. Last time I got called out for somebody saying they shouldn't have got it, Spooks.
Well, this one is definitely deserved. 3 games, 8 goals, Danny. That is impressive as can be. I will say 0 assists, Max. You could maybe leave some stuff for your teammates in that sense, but no, job well done. They did perform insanely well today. And what more could we ask of them, Danny? What more could we ask of a team like this, apart from show it again in playoffs?
Win it, Spooks.
Yeah.
That's what we can ask them.
Well, Danny has a tough task for them. I will have a tough task for Danny because he has to sit still and wait for a tiny bit of a break. But we're not done just yet. We'll be back later on today.
miss you, I'll believe in you, and your pride will too. You know I'm through. The cap twists off again. Fuck. Here we go again, another night alone, waiting by the phone. Don't come home, come home, follow through. Walk away, swear to God I'll find a way to hate you. Your mistakes cast you away with all the love I gave you. Save your breath, 'cause there's nothing you can say to me. So walk away, hope to God you don't find a way to break me. Someone save me. When you chose to abandon home and tore apart a family that loves you, we made a promise that I'd let you go in due time. Maybe I can forgive you. I just wanna forget you. Walk away, swear to God I'll find a way to hate you. Your mistakes cast you away with all the love I gave you. Save your breath, 'cause there's nothing you can say to me. So walk away, hope to God you don't find a way to break me. Someone save me. Someone save me. You're a mess, I'm a wreck. It's the way we are. Drag you down 'cause I'm cement, weighing down your heart. Let's pretend we're not upset. Try to move past these scars. Fall asleep and just forget. Never gonna get that far. This silence I feel it on my skin today. All the things I try to wash away, they've been waiting for my walls to thin. I feel it on my skin. And now the ghosts are flooding in, trying to drown me in my former sins. Let the panic in my lungs begin. I feel it on my skin. A shiver and a shake may take me, but I will still return. The memories that hold me, shape me, a product of the burn. When I'm underneath the surface, I can shut my eyes and focus so I can see. Underwater, hear the rumbling of my former ego mumbling. Can you hear that too? Or maybe it's just me. A shiver and a shake may take me, but I'll still return. The memories that haunt me, shape me, a product
We are live. We are back. We have RSC giving us more amazing games. There's been some amazing ones already. And today I am joined in the booth by a fellow sir, part of the inner circle, if you will. And I'm pretty happy to have you here. How excited are you for the game today?
Oh, I am so excited, Winalot. This is my first ever Challenger cast, which, if you don't know, chat, is my tier. So let's just say I've got some personal relations with some of these people. I am very excited to get this cast, especially on such a big stage.
Oh, it's a huge stage, and it couldn't be any bigger for us. The sirs are here. The chat's excited that we have two sirs in chat, and that means to me we can head into some stats soon here. We do have quite a bracket starting upon us here, and it looks like to me there's a lot of teams that could win this, but Mischief doesn't look like they are going to lose it. That's for sure.
Oh, I really respect that. Look, we have some background access here with casters. We've got our sources. I've heard Mischief have been doing very, very good in scrims, and they've done well in their season. I mean, look at these stats. 206 goals for Mischief and only 120 goals against. I mean, they're on different sides. They are on different sides of Challenger, so maybe one bracket is easier than the other. We'll just have to wait and see.
And that's the great part. We can guess all we want, but at the end of the day, you can say you're going to win, you can say you're going to be the best, but at the end of the series, we'll find out. And that's what makes Rocket League so exciting. And I say it all the time. It doesn't matter which sport you watch, which esport you watch. You're not a fan of competition if you don't appreciate what goes on in Rocket League. You just aren't. And my big man of the match today, I'm thinking, I know you got one, but I got to look at the 72 games played from our friend Oliver here. And I'm thinking he's going to be a menace out there. Who do you got?
Yeah, I mean, that's experience. Now, let me tell you about a man who calls himself the keeper of the grog, the master of fake musties. And let me tell you, only himself calls him that. It's Pogo. Only 16 games to his name, but I know for a fact that he is playing today. He has been sending me all the excited DMs. He's my ex-teammate. I love him to bits. Pogo, good job out there. He's in chat. He's ready.
Well, I think we're almost about to be ready in here as well. You can almost feel the energy. There's been a bit of a hush over the crowd here. Everyone in attendance. We have 395,000 in the stadium today. They are very quiet, and it seems to me like we are almost ready for the players to take the field. You can really cut the tension with a knife. We have second place versus third place, and we have two teams that have a lot of pride, and we cannot wait to see what happens here.
Now, so Winalot, I think it's time for predictions. And what a hard game to predict, unless you're Pogo's friend. So, sadly, I will be voting Mischief 3-0. That's it. That's it. He's been telling me how much he's peaking. I've got to believe it. I've got to believe it. I've got to back my boy.
Well, you know what? I don't leave a sir behind, so I'm going to follow you on it. 3-0 for Mischief, but let's not pretend that the elves over here are not going to be able to take a game. It's very possible, but we have to follow the energy, and we're going to follow it all the way to the end, and we're going to get these players in now. I think it's time to start the engines up.
Yeah, we've given a lot of love to Mischief, but I want to quickly point out one man on elves, Kieran. This man is good at Rocket League. Challenger tier, but he still brings that fire. And we have kickoff. It begins. A matchup. Cross-conference. It's time.
Great early possession here from Pogo there. Gets the offense started right away, which is exactly what you want to see. And here comes the first counterattack of the night. It's going to be put into the corner. The boost is not going to spawn for him yet. It's back up into the danger area. It's down off to the right side of the net there from our perspective. Pogo gets a good 50 out to the left side. And, sir, what do you see so far? It looks like this pace is going to be fast.
Oh, this is what Challenger can bring you. Plays, they'll just go for the ball. Some people call it ball chasing. We'll call it applying pressure. It's what you love to see. This is going to be a high-octane, high-entertainment Rocket League series. And here we see Oliver trying to hit the ball across. I think there was a slight miscommunication, but the shot there isn't going to get past Pogo, who might get a shot off his own back, bounce off a backboard, and it's Oliver who opens up the scoring. Pogo with a great individual play, getting his save, and then getting that hit off the backboard. Second touch, I'm pretty sure he meant it, going straight in front of Oliver MH. Open shot, 1 minute in, 1 goal. Are we in for a high-scoring series win a lot?
Well, we might be, because that was an amazing play. Not much you can do to stop that, could you? Really good play from Pogo there, and a great finish from Oliver. Your man showed up early. We love to see it. Great play by Slayer, introducing himself into the game very nicely. That's a great shot! Goodness, we just saw magic! We gotta take another look at that, sir. Take us through what you just saw.
Oh, I can't believe it. It's like Ahmad. I feel like I'm watching OG Falcons. He hits the ball forward, and Oliver MH tips his car back, and it is a beautiful redirect into the top corner. Only 15 seconds after his first goal, he gets his second, and he's on for a hat-trick.
Wow, just an amazing play, and you have to admit, they're looking strong so far, but Rocket League can change in the blink of an eye, so no one change that channel, because let's be honest, there's more for this game to give us. As Oliver gets up early for that ball, he's going to get a secondary touch on it. He fakes, it goes down. Retired does well to get that back into their end, and they're back onto the pressure. They kind of accidentally double commit there, but that works out for them. That's going to give them free space. Another double commit in the air. Is there anyone here who could finish this? QAnon is up as well, and Slayer gets a good touch. Maybe. It's going to be off the crossbar now. Pandemonium on the goal line. Can anybody finish? Karen is up. It's going to be on net. It's going to be a save. Oh my goodness. Heartbreak almost there for them. That'll be a tough goal to concede, but they do escape, and maybe it's in the cards for them. The gods are on their side.
Slayer was the reason there was even an attack there. He did mess up his clear and give them what should have been an open shot, hit the crossbar second shot, but he came prepared afterwards. The recoveries still so strong at this rank, and we see Pogo trying to go for the flip reset. I don't think he got it. Still chance for an attack, but Slayer did get bumped, and that was just about enough to slow them down.
It was, and Pogo's been playing a very smart third man back this game already. You can see it. He's very positionally sound, knows when to press in, knows when to stay back, and he's been absolutely dynamite back there for them, and I really appreciate that. The third man doesn't always get the most points of the team, but they are so essential.
Listen, Pogo, I know he's a relatively low CMV player, but don't let that fool you. This man has improved so much during the season. I had the honor of playing with him at the beginning, and I can already tell the improvement on him has been crazy. And look, now he's in playoffs, performing in the biggest stage, and they're winning their first game. That being said, though, I feel like Elves are hiding something. This doesn't seem like them at their full potential. I wouldn't be overconfident if I was Mischief, that is for sure.
Nope, can't afford to be doing that, because you know teams can be a slow burn sometimes. That's a great save by RQ. It takes you a little bit to get into these games sometimes, and then once you catch fire, it can't be stopped. This could be in, though. It's going to be a save right off the goal line again, as close as they've come so far in this last minute of play. It's been a bit stop, it's in!
And there we go,
Wow.
Slayer. I don't know if Kieran was expecting the shot straight at him. Yeah, look at the way
It did look
he's moving.
awkward.
Yeah, I think his momentum was actually going forward, and Pogo putting in chat, Pig, I did the fake musty for you, so win a lot. I didn't want to speak over you, but Pogo did in fact go for the fake musty. But anyway, back
I
on to
saw
where
it.
we are now.
I did see it. I was wondering if you were going to say something. I was like, yeah, there it is. There it is. Wow, what a
What
save.
a save! I must say, the defense from both teams, despite the 3 goals that have been left in, I think has been fairly strong. The saves that have happened have been pretty serious ones.
Absolute banger saves, but you got to be able to turn those into attack, and they haven't been able to do that yet because of how strong and how persistent this attack from Mischief has been. I don't know, some people say a great defense is a great offense, and it seems to be true right now as Pogo gets another chance to go at here. He gets over one. It's going to be straight down and awkward. They're coming for the bump. Oh, Oliver pushes it off to the left side of the net. That was definitely a chance to seal this game, but it might already be sealed.
Yeah, I must say, if I have my biggest critique about Elves, they just don't seem to be punishing mistakes. In defense, I would argue Mischief have double committed quite a lot. but then they just haven't continued to pressure Elves. And when they're in defense, they're not transitioning it back into attack enough. It's just unpunished mistakes. And if there is one team that has been punishing, it's Mischief. You see it on your screen. We have a win.
We do have a 1-0 lead, and there was a lot of people in the stadium there that were cheering for Mischief, but as the game went on, you started to see the Elves start to be able to play with them a bit more, but they were absolutely outpaced that match. And I like what you said earlier about calling it ball chasing. There aren't very many professional sports that involve putting a ball in the net against another team where you're not supposed to be on the ball consistently. The team that is got the ball and is playing high pressure is usually the team that wins. So they might have to kick it up a gear if they're going to keep up with Mischief here.
Yeah, I believe my camera has frozen, but that is no problem.
I'll move it down for you. I got to move it for both.
Thank you.
Yeah.
56% field domination, I just want to say, from Mischief. Complete midfield control from them. And I think that makes sense when you watch the game. It was clear that they were the team that had the upper hand, and the score just went and proved it.
Yeah, it did. You know what, though? It's a new game now. We got 5 minutes back up on the clock. We head to one of my favorite fields here, Forbidden Temple. It's a beautiful field. I don't lose often when I play here, I can tell you that much. But these guys are looking to not go down 2-0 because we know how hard a reverse sweep truly is.
Absolutely. I think this game could be make or break. And I don't really like saying that. You know, it's early in the series. Reverse, especially in best of fives, but they're still difficult. Really, really difficult. And it's not just about the gameplay at that point. It's the mental of knowing one more loss and you are out. Elves playing not only for their match points, I think for their mind.
They have to, yep. They got to be playing smart, but they do have some early pressure here. This is a great opportunity for Retired. If you get the double, it's off the crossbar. Can anyone finish? No, Oliver gets there first. So close, but yet so far away, it seems. They have not put one back past Mischief yet. And how long before that starts playing on the mentals is a great question, because you got to have one go in for you to start to get in the flow, and they just can't score right now.
They haven't scored a single goal the entire series, and you do not want that to continue when you're on stream, mainstream, in the playoff match, cross-conference. I mean, this is where all the rivalries lie. Listen, there's people you play every single week, and you don't hate them as much as the other side. You always want to not be in what they call the sleeper bracket. No one wants to be in the sleeper bracket. You want all your achievements to be accounted for. And speaking of Retired,
wow,
he shouldn't have missed there. You cannot miss there. This is the reason they're 1-0 behind, I'm afraid. And Pogo, very smart play.
So smart.
The back wall, like he was ready for the second time. I think he meant it. Okay.
He did, sir. He meant it. Absolutely. That's brilliant play.
We'll say he meant it. We'll say he meant it. I know my man. He definitely didn't. But 1-0. You cannot complain.
You cannot, and when you're in the right flow, you can react to your mistakes before the other team can react to your mistakes, and that just worked out beautifully for them. And we have to say, that counterattack was fast and quick, and it was just absolutely direct. You can't miss at one end like that and not end up getting scored on, right? That's a really tough play to recover from.
Yeah, I mean, not having 1-0 on the scoreline isn't a punishment. Having 1-0 on the scoreline is a punishment.
Yes.
When that goal is for the other team. And that's exactly what happened there. And with this Mischief team, it feels like all three of them are on. When you looked at the stats of the last game, all three of them were equal on points. And I know how much people hate using points as a way to determine skill, but it has really felt true this time.
It really can be true, depending on the style of play they are, but they have a great rotation right now, and they're sharing the ball. Everyone's getting their chance to go at net. It's really great to watch, and we have to just look at Mischief and say, are these guys the team to beat right now? They look like a well-oiled machine as Pogo gets another good 50. They're winning every 50, I might add, as well. It seems to be more of a 90-10 every time they do it. They win. So there is another 50 again and wins another 50. Here goes Pogo with a really good chance. He's going to get up. He fakes the musty. Is that the one you're talking about? It's so beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It's like ballet. It really is. This is the beautiful game, you know. There's football, that's pretty beautiful. Football with cars, I mean, that's especially beautiful. And here we see an attack maybe starting for Elves, and they get their first goal of the series, and that demo's going to make it much easier, but Slayer, he evades him so well. Oliver punts it off the wall. That miss there might give him a chance. So he's just closer. Huge battle in the midfield. It feels like there should have been and just a second shot, just a second one, but sadly not.
I can't believe they don't score there. They had the demo, they had the great possession, they had boost. If they're not turning those in, it almost feels like they won't score one today, but maybe they have to start playing the body a bit more. Get a couple of demos into this play. Threes can be really dominated with demos. Oh, there's a first mistake from Oliver. Oh, but Slayer comes from nowhere. He comes from the Shadow Realm and says, not yet. We're not getting scored on this game yet. Not if I have anything to say about it. Absolute amazing save. Great instincts to recognize his teammate was in trouble and bail him out.
I don't know what's scarier. The fact that a goal has not been scored yet by Elves. The fact that this isn't even the best in either of their conferences. This isn't the top seed.
That's scary to think about.
Two lives. Challenger this season is just so competitive, and it is definitely not because I'm in it.
No, definitely not. We don't like to say that, but if you were in it, let's say, you would score that too. It's in. Slayer makes it 2-0 with 30 seconds left, and that might seal this game.
That is just beautiful play from Oliver. The flick, setting his teammate up perfectly. This is just a well-oiled machine. All three of them just doing so well for each other. Maybe that's what Elves are missing. You know, they're hitting the ball, they're going for some solo plays, but they just can't get it out of that midfield. We've been saying that. Is that because they're not using each other enough?
Well, it might be that, you know, it might be that they're just clearing the ball. They're not finding a teammate in the rotation to pass out. But it might just be a speed thing here that's going to go directly in. Pogo is absolutely taking off. He has completely dominated this second game.
Yeah, I mean, so many goals. Not a single one for Elves. They are going to have a serious reset heading into this last game.
Yeah, we're going to work on the other Sir's mic here. It was fine when we first started, and we're getting some word that you're a bit quiet now all of a sudden, Sir. I don't know if you can do anything with that.
Reading chat, I'll be honest. I have no idea what's going on. A bit of an L mic moment. Noob caster, L setup, but hopefully it can fix soon. Hopefully, I'll wiggle with some settings.
That's okay. We'll be able to deal with that. Maybe I'll just be a bit further away from my mic. We can make that work too. I am kind of right in my mic's business here. But as we go forward to the third game, they have still not scored a goal. It's 3-0 Mischief this game and 2-0 in the series. Is it panic time yet if you're the Elves? What would you possibly say to the gents in the voice chat right now? What are you telling them? Yep. Yeah, there has been, and it almost kind of feels like they're not sure who owns this team. They're not sure who their guy is right now. They're like, hey, who's going for that first ball? Who do we want to be taking those chances? We've seen a couple of open plays where there's two people who could go, and they both kind of turn away from it. And there doesn't seem to be an alpha male on the field for them right now. And I think someone has to step up for them in that voice chat and say, hey, let me cook now. It's time. I'm in the kitchen. If we're going to go down, let me go down swinging. And let's hope they get something going for that.
I'm not sure if they can hear me right now, but apparently I was muted during that entire section. Hopefully they can hear me now, but for now, take over until I get call in chat. Oh, he's back!
All right.
He's back!
You're back? Oh my god! Was I talking to myself the whole time?
You were in fact talking to yourself, but we're back.
I was like, okay. You know what's funny? That's really funny. We'll get to the action right now. But I was calling you sir, so it was like I was just talking to myself in third person. Like I was having a conversation with myself, sir. That's okay. Okay.
You leave the rest of the stream. I'm a bit quiet.
Okay, alright. I'll be the alpha male on the field that clearly the elves need, and hopefully they do something like this. Someone can take over because elves are looking at the brink of extermination. And we have to look at Pogo right now. Is he going to have another amazing game? I don't know, but we will find out. They have a great play in the middle. You just interrupt me when you're back in, okay, other sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will interrupt just very quietly, apparently.
Okay, well, we can make this work because Slayer has actually played this midfield role today very well. I've seen him far up the field a couple of times, creating space for his opponents. I think it's time for the demos to come out for elves. There's one, and that might create an okay. Well, they just clear the ball there. Brilliantly done. Retired gets it over to the sidewall. Is he going to get there first? He does. He gets up and over Pogo. Here he goes. The first goal potentially for... Oh, the elves couldn't commit there. They couldn't commit. They got to commit something. Another chance. Pogo's going to be there. He clears it. What a great play off the side wall. So this is starting to heat up. This elves team looked like a different team in the last couple of games.
And that's exactly what they needed, especially if you want the reverse sweep. And we talked about the mental effect that can have on elves. But think of Mischief. You've confidently played a team for 2 games, and all of a sudden they come out and it's like a whole new roster. That can throw you off. So as much as you can say the quality has improved for elves, this can decrease the quality of Mischief.
Yeah, you do play down to the other team's level sometimes, depending how confidently they're playing. You feel like you can't go up anymore. You can't go get that ball up in the air. You're like, they keep beating me. But then you start getting your confidence. You beat them a couple times, and now the position and the pace of play all changes. Pogo with a great touch. It's going to be off the net. The crossbar. It's made to go out. Receive can retire, turn on, and get in front of the net in time. It's off the back row again. Someone must be rotating. Oh, Slayer. Again, sir, that was as close as they've come.
Oh, and there was another chance.
That's a great chance.
Managed to get away. And can I say... great composure by Ronan. I know how much they want to force this goal in, but if he committed that, it was definitely going to be a counter-attack. So, I just want to give him my props as a third man in that situation. Talking about third man, Kieran. Not like this. Not like this.
It was such a great play, you're right, to hold off on that last attack, but then it ends up in their net like this. And do you start to wonder, hey, you know what? Things are kind of not going our way. Maybe we should just throw a third man a bit higher and we go force a goal here. Is that too risky, do you think, or do they have to try something?
I don't think the third man has to be higher. I just think they have to do more with the ball. When you're third man, people seem to think it's a really highly defensive role, but I think what you find is when you're...
Oh, no.
Oliver! Oh, and the reverse sweep is looking less and less possible. Less and less possible, but... sadly, as I was saying, the third man known as a very defensive role, and in many ways it is, but if you position too high, you actually make the ball awkward for yourself.
You do.
To launch an attack. When you're third man, if the ball comes to you, what you usually find is you're the player who ends up with the most space. Can they get the first goal of the series?
They do it!
100% of the goals for his team. The only goal for his team. A beautiful bounce off the wall. Completely intended. And that is a lovely goal. Can they get back in this game? I mean, 1 minute 54. Gentlemen, do not leave. There's still plenty of Rocket League to be played. Fingers crossed. Touch wood.
Yeah, I feel like there's something more this series has to give us here. They finally found their mojo, and they're having a good game, but they're still down 2-1. With 1 minute and 40 seconds left, they definitely have to do something here. They have to get one more, but they also can't be, like you said, a little bit hectic in their end because they can't afford to lose. They can't afford to give up another goal. That would be absolute heartbreak for them right now.
This is the first game where I really feel like Elves have put on a lot of pressure. Mischief, according to the stats, have put on a little bit more shots, but in terms of overall pressure, I would personally give this to Elves. And that is very, very good from the goal line. It bounces off the post.
Oh my god.
Save. Kieran isn't able to bring it through. Keep it alive, though. It hangs over the front of the goal. Pogo defends it very well. Oh, actually, no, that was Slayer. Sorry, both of them went for the ball at once. A bit of panic maybe being seen from Mischief. Overcommit.
I think you're right about the pressure, though. I think you're right. This is the first time we've seen Elves really on the forefront.
And that's another double commit there.
Yeah. Panic setting in.
One of these clears goes wrong, it's a goal. They've been lucky that with these double commits, the man who does touch the ball has gotten a very good play, and Pogo manages to clean up. See, it's just like that.
It is there. Yep, you're right.
Committed, it would have been over. But Pogo, you know, this one time, very, very composed. Can they make it 3-1?
10 seconds left.
They'll need to keep it up, I feel like. This is where you want to bang the ball in the air. You need this final chance to keep yourself in the upper bracket. That second life is so strong, and unfortunately not. Slayer, he got that goal, and I think this has just been the story of the day. Elves unable to complete that attack, and Mischief just so good on the counter and take their chances when they need to. Mischief making a storm in the upper bracket and win a lot. I think this is a potential champion team.
No, we said it at the beginning. We're not sure who can beat Mischief, but if someone thinks they can, they're going to have to come do it. And that's kind of the swagger that Mischief has about them right now. I mean, we're both right on our predictions. But we have to say this. Who can come beat us? That's what Mischief's got to be saying to everyone right now. Who can beat us? Someone show up on the field. We'll be there too. And let's see what happens. Because these guys are playing out of their mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what RSC is about. Please, if you have a Twitch Prime, drop it here. If you haven't followed, follow right now. Put on the bell. This is just the beginning of playoffs. This was the start of the Challenger Plains. We've got all the higher tiers to go. So much to be played. And if you think this game was exciting, this is just the start.
We're losing them a little bit there. I know that, guys. I know we're losing them a little bit. But what he was saying is, this is just the start. You do not want to... He's back. Okay, he's back. I don't know if you can hear me right now, sir. You were pinging in and out there. I finished your sentence for you. I finished your sentence for you. Don't you worry.
Yes,
I think you said
what
I think you said was that it's just the start. There's more to come, right? That was the idea.
Yes, follow the stream, drop your Twitch Prime, please. Pogo, Series MVP.
Beautiful.
Very, very deserved.
Absolutely deserved. And I know he's a friend of yours. It's hard not to be biased, but how could we say he didn't deserve it today? He was everywhere and nowhere. He was playing perfectly. He wasn't there. He wasn't in the spots he didn't need to be in, and he was so timely. Some great saves, some great goals. He was just all around an amazing player today.
That being said, though, there was not a single average player on that.
Agreed. Agreed. They do, and you know what? I gotta say, I'll take over a little bit here because my other half, my prettier half, is absolutely having mic issues. But he's so darn good looking, it doesn't really matter, does it, guys? When he talks, it's in one ear, out the other anyways, because just looking at him. So it doesn't really matter. You don't even hear what he's saying. You just look at his smile. But anyways, we move on to more games at a later date. If you guys want to take a look at the bracket, you can at any time. Make sure you follow here, and absolutely make sure you guys do not miss the next one. Sir has said good adieu, and I hope you can hear him. Either way, that will be the last from us, guys. The inner circle says goodbye, and so do we. We will catch you guys on another time.
entangled and mixed up. It's hard to explain